Good evening, I'm Liz Hartman. I'm CEO of the Lake Oswego Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. And we love Lake Oswego. On behalf of the Chamber Board of Directors, welcome to this 2026 Chamber Honors, an awards program recognizing the efforts of community volunteers who help make this city a great place to visit, grow a business, and call home. Now, you may wonder how these awards are selected. Some of them have a specific group affiliated with the selection, like the Lakewood Theater, or the Arts Council, or the Bob Bigelow Lifetime Achievement Group. But the rest of those awards are selected by an awards committee, and that includes past recipients. I'd like the awards committee to stand, and special thanks to Dave Ryback and Matthew Call, who are this year's co-chairs. Kelly, are you standing? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. So the Chamber Board of Directors are dedicated people who are available to answer questions after this program about how you can become involved at the Chamber and with the Chamber's foundation. Would members of the Chamber Board of Directors and the foundation please stand? Thank you. Yeah, good group. So we have some elected community leaders with us tonight who I want to recognize because they are amazing. They're people who live in our neighborhoods. You should know these people, and you probably will as they stand, and please remain standing to be recognized when I call your name. Oregon Senate President, Senator Rob Wagner. Mayor Joey Buck. City Councilors, John Brenlin, Rachel Verdick, Masin Labouk, and the Lake Oswego Board of Education Directors Neelam Gupta, John Wallen, and Kate Lupton. I always want to give a big thanks to these people because they do extra duty in our community. The LO Chamber was established in 1941, so this is our 85th year. We represent more than 475 local businesses and have a Friday networking meeting each week showcasing a different business. I would call the Chamber a pillar of the community because we are celebrating 40 years of presenting Leadership Lake Oswego, our 3rd year of business leadership development, and the Chamber Foundation has brought 35 years of flower baskets to the streets of Lake Oswego each year with the help of our community's generous donors. The Chamber is the voice of business, and our local businesses care about the community that supports them. Tonight, you're going to hear a number of awards named after local people who have made a lasting impact on our community. These are the kinds of people we honor this evening. Here to help guide the program are the life team of Christopher and Christine Boyer. They are the owners of the Academy of Modern Martial Arts. Christine is one of our Chamber ambassadors, and Christopher is a past president of the Chamber as well as the director of the Chamber's Leadership Lake Oswego program. Christopher and Christine, let's get the program started.
Thank you, Liz. And hello, everybody. It is such a pleasure to see each of you gathered here tonight as we shine a light on those people who have made the contributions that make our community the special place that it is. If there's a theme for tonight, it is this: community does not just happen. Community is not something we can take for granted. Community results from the deliberate considerations of people for the good of others beyond themselves. Now that sounds an awful lot like leadership, doesn't it? Right? In many ways, our community is derived from the considerate contributions of so many different local leaders. So much of what we enjoy in our community today is really the residue of past consideration. From the very room we're sharing tonight, to the names on many of our awards, we are fortunate to have those considerate contributions all around us here in Lake Oswego. We're here tonight to acknowledge those contributions, And we're going to begin with tonight's title sponsor, who's been the primary sponsor of this event since 2007. I want you to think about that for a moment. Here's a bank that has been the primary sponsor of this event since 2007. That's a commitment to community that you do not often see. So please join me in welcoming Ben Kane from Columbia Bank to the microphone.
Thank you, Chris. And obviously, I'm not Heather Seppa. I'm standing in for her. She wasn't able to make it tonight, but she is incredibly. We're super thankful for the opportunity to continue to support the Lake Oswego Chamber. I want to give a round of applause again to Liz Hartman. She's done a phenomenal job, not only being the voice for the chamber, but organizing such amazing events. Community banks are an interesting thing. Columbia Bank has a commitment to continue to grow community strengths and bonds. And so I want to make sure that we always share that we have a value of supporting small businesses, large businesses, and all businesses in between. Congratulations to the honorees for tonight's awards. And again, we wanted to thank the Chamber and the City of Lake Oswego for everything that you guys do to continue the vitality of small businesses in the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you to Columbia Bank. We're going to start the awards tonight with the Chamber's Chamber Champion Award. Yeah, you guys want to know what the Chamber Champion Award is? Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, because the Chamber Champion Award is given to somebody who goes above and beyond to promote the Chamber's values within the community, our future-focused, member-committed, and excellence-driven vision. So our chamber continues to expand its affinity groups from the long-lived and well-known Lake Grove and downtown business groups to the upcoming tech group and the newly revamped young professionals group. Tonight, we recognize a chamber champion who saw the opportunity for a new affinity group as a means of bringing chamber members together. Chad Marting has been with the Bank of the Pacific since 2024, opening the Lake Oswego branch as Vice President and Relationship Manager. Now, not only did he start coming to chamber meetings before his branch was open, a year ago, he co-founded the West End Business Group with our current board chair, Alistair Furman, and past chamber champion, Don Irwin. The West End Business Group, while open to everyone, has a mission to connect and inform business executives on the West End of Lake Oswego with interesting speakers and compelling conversations. We all know how important relationships are to building community, and Chad is one of the best at building and maintaining relationships. To get the West End Business Group started, he personally walked through many of the buildings, inviting businesses and executives to come to the West End Business Group. So tonight, I'm going to ask him to walk on up here, and I'm going to ask you all to join me in recognizing this year's Chamber Champion, Chad Marting, from the Bank of the Pacific.
Thank you, Christopher. So Tony Buccola asked me to start my speech by saying my name's Chamber Chad, and I'm the Chamber Champion. I really appreciate this recognition. It means a lot to me, and honestly, it's easy to champion this chamber. It's a great group of people here. I've been to several chambers. It's unmatched across the board. It's head and shoulders across the board. And it's a great community to live in and do business in. And I don't know if you've ever been to the Friday morning networking event, but the energy is through the roof. And it's a really special group. You know, it's contagious, the energy and the belonging, and not only that, but the engagement. And I hope that we keep that going. I've had a lot of fun with founding the West End Business Group. We've had some great speakers. Alistair, unfortunately, he can't be here tonight, but he's been my partner in crime And I hope that that fund continues and we continue to grow this chamber and all the great work that it does. Thank you very much.
Like a good banker, he had several phones. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Now, congratulations, Chad, and thank you for your contributions. Now, if you'd all please join me in directing your attention to the monitors, where our Chamber's CEO, Liz Hartman, will introduce this year's Headlee Beautification Award winners.
Bill and Elizabeth Headlee were strong community supporters. There are a number of ways the community has remembered them because of their support of the Flower Basket program and raising money to build the Lakewood Theater and the Oswego Heritage House. They both served as chamber presidents. Many of you have walked the Headlee Walkway. One of the values of our community is the beauty that is found in our surroundings and our built environment. This next award is named the Headlee Beautification Award. These businesses have been recognized for improving their surroundings that we all get to experience. Schiele and Mackenzie O'Brien are the owners of the Lakeshore Inn and the newly remodeled O'Brien Construction Building on Highway 43. Mann's on the Lake saw major renovations that can be seen from the lake. Both these buildings are being recognized for their improvements. Would Schiele and Mackenzie O'Brien and Eric and Heidi Mann please come forward to accept their Headlee Beautification Award. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Schiele and Mackenzie O'Brien.
Thank you, everyone. First, I want to start and thank the rock and the pillar of my family, my wife, because I would not be here if it wasn't for her support, so I'm very thankful. And she always ends most of our discussions by, "You bought what?" Yes, I bought the ugliest building in Lake Oswego. And I always kid with a lot of people here. It's like, I could have painted that thing and gotten the award up here because it was that bad. Sorry for how long it took. It was rotten, it was missing foundations, it was a mess, but we finally got it done, and I'm very happy. And in that building, we have an amazing group of people from architecture and construction. We do the top-end wineries, luxury homes, hotels all over the state. Very proud of the team, and we're very thankful to be here. And I really appreciate the support of the community. And also to have a great friend, Eric, on the same block, and we're having a lot of fun bouncing back and forth with each other. So come visit us all. And the Lakeshore has some big plans and vision, so send all your friends and family there. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric and Heidi Mann.
Obviously, I want to start it off just like he did. Takes two to tango. And she was pretty much the vision of Mann's on the Lake. Yeah, she wasn't a man yet. We did get married, and she is a man. Double N. So, yeah, I mean, this was a crazy endeavor that just has been needed for a long time. If you've all been around here for a long time, that Stickman's and before, it's been a lot of things and it's never had a lot of love. And we thought we'd put some love into it and make it a destination where everyone wanted to come and enjoy good food, good service, and the obvious deck where you have the views for days. And thank you all for voting and being part of the community and supporting. I mean, it's just, you know, I've been a part of this community my whole life. I grew up here, went to Lake Grove, have 3 restaurants here, and it's kind of cool to be at something like this. I've never had an opportunity, so appreciate all the support, and yeah, we love what we have done to the place. It's gonna take a while to like catch on from past restaurants. We're serving great food, amazing beverages, and in a great place. So thank you so much. I'm not meant for this, so. Yeah.
Congratulations, and thank all of you for beautifying our city. Talk about the residue of consideration. We're all fortunate to have such investment in the beauty of our community. As another example of contribution to community, you've heard it mentioned already. I'm going to mention it again. Just about every single Friday morning, there's a not-so-secretive gathering of local business people. Right? This weekly gathering now numbers some 60 to 90 people that visit a new business every single Friday morning. We refer to this local phenomenon as the Chamber's Friday Morning Networking Program. Now, once a year, this group of roving business people vote to recognize one of their members as the Chamber's Networker of the Year. This year, we're pleased to honor a regular networker whose participation in our community has made him an incredible advocate for his employer. He managed to attend almost all 50 networking opportunities. He was a member of the 2025 Leadership Lake Oswego class and now serves as a facilitator for this year's class. In addition to serving on multiple chamber committees, he has attended all of the welcome events for newly licensed businesses, which is co-hosted by the Chamber and the City of Lake Oswego. In doing all of this, he has managed to do that very rare thing. He's given a local institution a very warm and tangible presence. He's actually become the face, the welcoming face of OnPoint Community Credit Union. The perfect accomplishment for a member relationship officer, wouldn't you say? And like a good networker, he's come with a crowd tonight. He's got family with him. And so please join me in showing his family just how much we appreciate having Tony Buccola as our Networker of the Year.
Wow. Okay. I do need glasses. Sorry. And thank you, Christopher. It was a very warm introduction. So I want to start with a story. In June of 2023, I went to my first Lake Oswego chamber meeting at the Lakewood Center of the Arts to represent OnPoint Community Credit Union. I was wearing a blazer purchased from Amazon and lugging a box filled with OnPoint brochures, rate sheets, and a tablecloth with the OnPoint logo on it. I was expecting to set up a table like the ones I've done later at Lake Oswego High School, Lake Ridge for the career fairs, and more recently at the Lake Oswego Health and Wellness Fair. At the entrance, I was greeted by Lynn Brokaw and Dawn Irwin. I handed Dawn my business card for the drawing, and she said something like, "OnPoint, that's where I recognize you from. We love OnPoint." And Lynn probably said, "Finally, someone I can see eye to eye with." I immediately felt welcome. Then Dawn told me I could put my box of brochures in the corner and I could pick it up after the meeting. My initial intention was to engage and educate the Lake Oswego business community about the products and services that we offer that make business banking, a tool for success and not just one of those chores during any given business day. However, as soon as I started speaking to people, I realized that I was there to learn and connect. Every day since, you all have engaged and educated me about networking and how it creates connections that are the stepping stones to make this community strong and a great place to live, work, and play. The ongoing education continually motivates me to pursue opportunities that OnPoint can be a part of, from events and sponsorships like the tree lighting, Hop at the Hunt, and the Young Entrepreneurs Program at the Lake Oswego Farmers Market. My point in sharing this story is twofold. First, I want to thank you for always making me feel welcome, helping me learn, and collaborating with me. And I hope that this story conveys that even if a business owner or CEO cannot make it to AM networking or any of the other chamber community events, maybe there's an employee whose presence and contributions can help a business beyond the brick and mortar building where it resides. And maybe that employee will be recognized and awarded. I am truly humbled and honored by this recognition. And though I accept this award alone up here, I share it alongside many people that I quickly want to thank. Thank you, chamber members, the board, staff, and committees. Thank you to the city's public servants, especially Lake Oswego Police, Lake Oswego Fire, as well as Parks and Recs teams, Mayor Joe Buck, and the City Council. Thank you, OnPoint Community Credit Union, especially Colette and Casey from our Lake Oswego branch, and the members of our executive team here that came to support me. I am beyond appreciative of Leadership Lake Oswego, led by Christopher Boyer, and its inspiring guest speakers and cohorts. Special thanks, blessed with all the love in my heart, to my loving and tolerant wife, Nina, our two funny and precious children, Leo and Lucci, and my parents, who showed me by example while I was growing up, and I didn't realize it, but networking can help build successful careers, but more importantly, successful relationships that inevitably become meaningful friendships. I look out and I see a lot of friends, so thank you.
Congratulations, Tony. We appreciate that you are always on point. Come on now, what would an awards dinner be without a dad joke, right? Come on, that's okay. All right. Now, speaking of On Point, they are one of our gold sponsors this evening. Please join me in welcoming local branch manager Colette Young to the microphone.
Hello. This is definitely not my thing, so bear with me here. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces, people that I have helped and see in the community and have become friends with, and classmates, Tina. I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and Liz and team putting on this wonderful event. This is my first time coming and definitely not my last. So proud to have our team here at these two tables. And Tony, you're just amazing. I talk about you all the time when I can, and very thankful for everything that you do for us, because I can't always be there at 7:30 a.m. on a Friday morning. So I appreciate you getting out that door and doing it. Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, there's so many people in this room. Great faces. There's Heather. I do want to also congratulate the other recipients of the awards. So I'm excited to hear more about that. I will get off of this podium soon here. We are also excited that we are opening up another branch just right down the street here on 1st and A. So please come see us later this year. We're happy to be in the downtown area. So thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Colette, and thank you to OnPoint Community Credit Union. Now, my dear community members, please join me in directing your attention back to these monitors as Nicole Nathan, Executive Director of our Arts Council of Lake Oswego, introduces us to this year's Fortuna Award winner.
Since 1999, the Arts Council of Lake Oswego has become part of the fabric of our city, thanks to the forward thinking of many Lake Oswegans. These folks, who are creative citizens and civic leaders, community partners and business owners, understand the value of the arts as an expression and attribute of livability, economic prosperity, and personal and civic well-being. Lake Oswego is so fortunate to have many wonderful artists, advocates, and volunteers in the community who provide support for the Gallery Without Walls art program, arts-based gallery, and various educational programs and events. To all our friends in the community, present or otherwise, thank you. Each year, the Arts Council bestows the Fortuna Award to an individual who believes in and provides unparalleled support for the arts. It's named for the Fortuna sculpture, which sits at the roundabout near Millennium Plaza Park and has become a landmark for the city of Lake Oswego. Tonight, it's my pleasure to be able to give the Arts Council Fortuna Award to our good friend Don Nussmeier. If that name sounds familiar to you, football fans, yes, they're related. His son is Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints, and his grandson Garrett is the quarterback for LSU. Football, indeed talent of all sorts, runs in his blood. Don is an individual who not only is an arts appreciator, but also someone who shares that enthusiasm with his community. As a longtime resident of Lake Oswego, he has supported the Arts Council Gallery Without Walls as a supporter, and also recently purchased the sculpture Stargazer by Shohini Ghosh for the city's collection. That sculpture, a local favorite, greets you at 3rd and Herald. Don goes all in on art and artists. When he fell in love with Stargazer, he met the artist and her husband. They shared time, meals, and conversation, and made friends in the process. For Don, art is a reflection of place, time, people, and experiences. It's an important part of his life, and he shares that enthusiasm with all of us. Don also believes in giving back, and has been generous with his time and talent as a former member of the Arts Council's Public Art Committee, and is very active in both local and international programs. Don's dedication and love of art helped to make the city's public art program great, and because of all of this and more, it's my pleasure to bestow the 2025 Fortuna Award to Don Nussmeier.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Nussmeier.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you to the Arts Council. I really didn't expect to find myself standing here. I, in fact, left town about 3 years ago to chase kids in Dallas. And it seems like every day I was there, I thought about Lake Oswego and the life I left behind, the people I left behind, the community. And so the kids are going different directions. They're young people now. So I'm back in Lake Oswego. It really is maybe the finest place I know to live. So I'm happy to be here, happy to be a part, and thank you very much. Okay. When Shohini Gann was the artist that did the Stargazer, and for a couple of years I've been looking for a piece that talked to me and fit my budget, and this was it. And I was here for the last couple of years. I've stayed in ADU that owned by Barbara McIntosh. And where's Barbara? Barbara, stand up. And Barbara and where's, I know Kabir Badi is here. Where's Kabir? There he is. Kabir was kind enough to take Shohini and her husband and Barbara and I on a boat tour of the lake. And I think by the time they left, we went to dinner with them the night they were here. They were great people. And I think they went away with a really fine opinion of this community. And I hope they will submit art again. If you, and if you don't know the piece, go look at it. Okay. Thank you.
Congratulations, Donald, and thank you for your contributions. Now, if you'll please join me in directing your attention to the monitors as Catherine Seiner, Executive Director of the Oswego Heritage House, introduces us to this year's C. Herald Campbell Award winner.
Hello everyone, my name is Catherine Seiner. I'm the Executive Director for the Oswego Heritage Council. I'm excited to present the C. Herald Campbell Award, which is given to someone, or in this case, a group of someones, who really exemplify the Heritage Council's mission to preserve and promote local history. We're giving the award to Lake Oswego High School's History Bowl Club, which approached us a few years ago to get really involved with local history. They wanted to give back to their community through something that they love, which is history. And they've helped us in a lot of ways, from shoveling dirt in the garden, to lugging things down from our attic, to dressing up as ghosts for our Halloween event, from transcribing old letters. They've done a lot of work for us, and we're really excited to give them something back in honor of that. We are presenting this to Kai Plumbo and Jake Brendan, who are the co-presidents for the club. Kai actually joined our board this past year and has brought enthusiasm and ideas and greater connections to the high school. So we're really, really grateful for that. One of my favorite memories from the club helping out the Heritage House is when they were transcribing those old letters. A lot of the students actually didn't learn cursive growing up, and so they brought up a dictionary that had all of the cursive letters on it, and they were going through, and it was meant to just be a project for 1 or 2 students, and then every time I looked back, there were more and more and more students gathered around the letters, trying to piece out what they were saying and transcribe them, and they were really excited about it. So it was fun to see how they were connecting to their community through the past in a way that also contributed to the larger historical narrative. So thank you to the History Bowl Club. We're excited to keep working with you, and thank you to Kai and Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Lake Oswego High School History Bowl Club, Jake Brendan and Kai Plumbo.
First of all, Catherine, thank you very much for that introduction. And second, I just want to say a big thank you for everybody being here tonight with us. Jake Brendan and I, Kai Plumbo, would like to thank our friends at the Oswego Heritage House for awarding our club this great honor. Since its founding, History Bowl Club at Lake Oswego High School has long been committed to the preservation and remembrance of history, whether that history be so perceptibly small or large. We have worked hard to not only bring together a group of students who love and cherish history as much as we do, but who are also as equally motivated to help out our local community. It is only with the support of our family, our friends, our neighbors, our school, and our city that we have had the opportunity to be such active members of the Lake Oswego community. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your night.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Well, congratulations, Jake and Kai. And thank you for your contributions. Now please join me in directing your attention to the monitors as Andrew Edwards, Executive Director of the Lakewood Center for the Performing Arts, introduces us to this year's Vega Arts Champion Award winner.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Andrew Edwards. I'm the Executive Director for Lakewood Center for the Arts here in Lake Oswego. And it's my pleasure tonight to be able to present the Vega Arts Champion Award. The recipient of this award is a retired pediatrician who came from Chile to California about 20 years ago. In that capacity, she worked in the health industry as an educator and as a pediatrician. When she moved to the Portland area upon her retirement in 2017, she wanted to spend time with youth in arts education. She discovered Lakewood and knew that we were just starting an outreach program in the arts. She became really the architect of our success in youth outreach. She helped coordinate various arts programs in music, theater, dance, and visual arts. It's really incredible how she has gathered so many different schools together. We now have 6 schools that we work with. Clackamas County ESD program, the Migrant Education program, and 2 colleges. More than 500 students over these last 8 years have benefited from this person's. I'm so pleased to make this presentation to Angie Stambuk for the Vega Arts Champion Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, Angie Stambuk.
Wow, a lot of people. Thank you, Andrew. I'm short. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you to the Lakewood community, the board, and the staff for this award. Many thanks for the Chamber of Commerce and for the honor of this award and for hosting this wonderful evening. I am truly honored and humbled by standing here and joining many previous recipients of this award, these wonderful people who have contributed so much to making the arts in this community vibrant and just wonderful. We know that Lake Oswego just is the city of the arts because of the contributions of these people. And I'm just truly grateful to be in their company. Looking back to 2018, when we started the Lakewood Youth Outreach Program, I don't think I would ever imagine that it would grow to what it is today. This year, the 25-26 school year, over 300 students in underserved areas will have participated in really great workshops in art, dance, music, and theater through the Lakewood Center for the Arts Youth Outreach Program. I am incredibly grateful for the opportunity to have a positive impact in the lives of so many children. And we're doing this because of the support of this wonderful community. A community that truly believes that every child deserves the right to have art in their lives. So thank you. I want to thank the staff of Labor Center for their help. They just work so hard to help me with every single one of these projects. A very special thank you to the person that not only supports my crazy ideas, but also designs and teaches so many of these workshops. My partner in crime, Natalie Wood. Natalie, I couldn't do this without you. Last but not least, I would like to dedicate this award tonight to a group of people that rarely gets enough recognition, the teachers that I work with. They're the ones that are out there working to make sure these kids have these programs in their lives, make sure that they are playing while they're learning, make sure they're using their imagination, make sure they have magic in their hearts. So to all the teachers out there, including my daughter Katie, my biggest inspiration, she's here tonight, a huge, huge thank you.
Congratulations, Angie, and thank you for your contributions. As you've heard tonight, this is the city of art. It's the city of trees, and it's also the city of translating hieroglyphics, formerly known as cursive. So thank you all. For me to speak about our D. Denton Business of the Year winner, it's only appropriate that we focus on the spirit of giving and just how much giving transforms community. Our winner began his charitable outreach at the age of 10. Brought into Red Cross charitable initiatives in Nigeria by a mother and father who made caring for others a family tradition. A tradition our winner has made his family norm as well. Today, our recipient quietly goes about contributing to communities one initiative at a time. From giving to orphanages in Nigeria to our own inner city Portland youth, to supporting the American Cancer Society in the name of his mother, Rose, to countless local and national initiatives for children. He ensures that he passes this commitment to serving others onto his own children by routinely bringing them with him as they serve food at the Portland Rescue Mission. While he quietly goes about the business of helping others, I can hardly say that this man or his business quietly show up. Tony Ike and his business, the House of Rose, are responsible for elevating the sartorial splendor of our fair city, providing bespoke clothing, tailoring, and an incredible assortment of bags and other accoutrements. Not only are we lucky to have his business here elevating Lake Oswego, we are lucky to have Tony here. When you look at Tony, the most consistent thing about him, beyond his impeccable dress, is that incredibly warm smile he wears every single time I see him. So please, join me in celebrating Tony Ike and the House of Rose as our D. Denton Business of the Year.
I don't know where to begin, but I want to say thank you very much. Christopher Boyer, Christine, you guys have been a very integral part of myself and my family. From us taking martial arts classes from them to being able to call them our friends. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking the Lake Oswego Chamber of Commerce for this incredible honor. This chamber represents what I love most about Lake Oswego, collaboration over competition, excellence over mediocrity, and businesses that genuinely care about the people they serve. Receiving the D. Denton Business Award of the Year is something I do not take lightly at all. This award does not belong to me alone. It belongs to my team. It belongs to our loyal clients, a lot of them I see here tonight. It belongs to this community and to my family who has supported this vision of mine from day one. Being the oldest of 7 kids, I naturally became the right-hand man to my mother, Rose, in her incredible fashion business back in Nigeria. She taught me everything I know about fashion and design, everything. She taught me that when you create something for someone, you are basically helping them create the identity from the vision they bring to you. Although I came to America to continue my pursuit in the field of engineering, shortly after her passing, I felt a different calling. A calling to go back to the passion that we both cherished. Beginning this business and naming it the House of Rose felt like the most meaningful way to honor her. The House of Rose, her name was Rose. Her hands are still in every garment we create, her standards are in every stitch, and her belief in me is still the foundation of everything we keep building. We didn't open our doors to build clothing. We opened them to build confidence. And today my role is to teach our clients to dress the way they want to be addressed. Our work helps people walk into any room knowing that they belong there. Because as we all know, there are no do-overs with first impressions. To us, success is witnessing that moment when a client looks in the mirror at their fitting, smiling from ear to ear because they truly love what they see. With every garment we create, a relationship is also created. Many of our clients have become lifelong friends and mostly bringing their friends and family to come for us to dress them. As we continue to grow, we have remained committed to something that my mother instilled in me from a very early age. Something that is at the core of who we are as a business, and that is giving back. We believe success must extend beyond our walls, supporting local charities, volunteering our time, and donating resources. That is not marketing to us. That is our mission. If we grow, our community must grow with us. Legacy is not about recognition, it's about the impact that we make. It's about showing our children what influence looks like, what resilience looks like, and what service looks like, most importantly. To my family, here, who continue to help me build this legacy, I thank every single one of you here. I create this with you guys in mind. This award is only the beginning. It is the fuel to raise our standards to even higher dimensions. It is the fuel to serve our community even better. The fuel to continue building something that stands for art, integrity, and craftsmanship. Because at the end of the day, the greatest measure of a business is not what it makes, but what it makes possible in the life of others. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tony, and thank you for your contributions, including this tuxedo. Now, please join me in directing your attention to our monitors to hear from our gold sponsor, Brian Garretts, and Studio B Photography.
Hi, I'm Brian Garretts with Studio U of V Photography and Gallery. Tonight, you might see me bouncing around the room to capture event photography, but I'm best known for my professional headshots and portraits. Over 12 years ago, I was invited into this chamber after moving my studio into Lake Oswego. At the time, I would have considered myself anti-networking at best, but I went anyway. I left that meeting with a number of relationships that I still call my friends today. I left my first awards dinner with the Rookie of the Year award in 2014. I enrolled in Leadership Lake Oswego, and I served on the board as marketing committee chair. This community has been an asset to my business. Cheers to tonight's honorees, and please let me know if I can be of service for your marketing, portrait, or fine art photography needs. That is tax-deductible wall decor for your home office. And take a peek online.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian, for your consistent support of our Community Awards event. And now, speaking of the residue of consideration, Dr. Bill Korach is the namesake of our Leadership Award. Please join me in welcoming him to the microphone to introduce this year's Bill Korach Leadership Award winner.
Thank you, Christopher. First, I want to thank Liz Hartman and the Chamber Board for giving me this opportunity to introduce this year's Dr. Bill Korach Leadership Award to Dr. Jennifer Schiele. I've worked with her for a long time, and I've always been amazed at how good she really is. Now, this is a truly, will the circle be unbroken moment for me as a former superintendent of schools in Lake Oswego for 27 years. Now, leadership of a large, complex, high expectation school district requires specific kinds of strengths, like vision and multiple talents and capabilities and skills, which Jennifer has demonstrated at every level of service she has provided as a counselor, a vice principal, principalships, and now superintendent of schools. So why is she so damn good? Having taught many doctoral level leadership courses at Portland State and Lewis and Clark, as well as the Lake Oswego Chamber Leadership Program for several years, I always ask my students to focus on the fact that there's a large difference between knowledge and know-how. Think about it with me. Knowledge and know-how. Ineffective leaders often talk a good game, but if they're ineffective in their know-how, they don't actually add up to make much of a difference. However, if you're a leader that really does have the knowledge and the know-how and can put that to be what lives in your culture and your school district, you're Jennifer Schiele. Now, continue to help me. So I have 3 truths, leadership truths, that I always talk to my students about. Now, I think part of this for Jennifer has been that she was such a good counselor It never left her. So as you think about these three truths that I'm going to present to you, I want you to think about, this is a former counselor who's now the superintendent of the Lake Oswego School District. First, leadership is always about relationships. It's working with people to produce the best outcomes you possibly can and to help them along the way. So when we talk about that, Jen is an outstanding leadership, relationship superintendent. That's one. Two, a leader needs to be what they want to see in the people they lead. Jen is an inspirational leader who always acts to promote what she values with others. So she lives the message that she tells people about the importance of their work. Third, leadership is always about creating conditions for other people's success. You don't do all the work in a school district. There's a heck of a lot of other people who are doing the work. So you have to help them be and become what they're capable of being. Jen is very good at that because she helps others to grow and continue to pursue becoming the person they are capable of being. Okay, I only have one more page. Hang in there with me, please. Okay. The other point that I want to make is Jen has a special strength. And it is the positive, confident, affirming influence of her presence. Think about this. If a person really does have outstanding presence and lives up to their values, what a difference that makes in a school district. Now, by presence, I mean her being fully aware and connected and in sync with her own values as she works with any difficulty. And believe me, superintendents have difficulties. She has a rare gift also of being able to read context in a situation that's moving around her. Sensing the motives, the, let's call it, emotions and intentions of others, which really helps her to keep people working together, to agree to disagree, and to move on together, working together to put the best possible leadership to work in our teachers and the classrooms where they are the people who make education live for our students. And Dr. Schiele is a master of creating culture and building culture in a school district. A positive culture is a blessing for everyone. Now, Lake Oswego is fortunate to have an outstanding leader like Jen as our superintendent of schools. Please welcome Dr. Jennifer Schiele to the podium.
thank you so much to the Chamber. Getting this award with Bill's name on it is actually very meaningful to me. As most of you know, Bill has been worked in this district for many, many years. And he nurtured many, many people over his time. And over 2 decades ago, he saw something in me that I did not see in myself. And at that point, started mentoring me to do this exact role. And I can't thank him enough for not only being my mentor, but my friend through a lot of difficult times. So I'm really honored to have this award for that reason. Now, being the superintendent of Lake Oswego is not easy. I think he mentioned that, but it is an honor for me. I can say you met 2 of the students from the high school earlier today getting an award. Just today I had the honor of recording a podcast with 2 of our amazing leaders at a high school who are leaders in sustainability and robotics and putting forth themselves as leaders in this community and bringing other students in the metro to our district to learn about leadership. Then I got to go to the Black Student Union meeting where the city sent some of their planners in to talk about foothills and what's going to happen in foothills over the next 20 years. And our students got to show their voice. Then I went over to River Grove and had our DECA students at our high school giving awards to students who over the winter did a readathon and watched those little kids jump up for joy for their little trophies they got. And then I ended the night by going over to Lake Ridge High School where our unified basketball team, LO versus Lakers versus Pacers, and watched every time a student hit a basket, everyone was on their feet, and the band and the cheerleaders, and it was such a touching event. And then coming over here. So this is kind of like what happens in my day every day. And that's why it's such an honor to be the superintendent here. But I can say, public education is not an individual sport. It is a team sport, and we are all involved in that. So it takes our entire community, our fantastic school board, all of our faculty, administrators, teachers, everyone together to give our students the future that they deserve. And I can stand up here proudly to say that the little Stephanies and the little Jays are in our schools right now, and you can rest easy because the leaders of tomorrow are ready, and they're fantastic. Thank you again, Chamber, for this award, and thank you all for being here tonight.
Congratulations, Dr. Schiele, and thank you for your continued contributions and leadership in our community. Now, as I hope everyone here can see, the Chamber of Commerce is part of the heartbeat of our local community. But those that know that the heart of our chamber is our CEO, Liz Hartman. Please join me in welcoming her to the microphone to introduce our Community Leader of the Year.
I have had the privilege of knowing the community leader for about 8 years, and I'd like to give you a little bit of his background before we talk about what he's done in the community. Jay Haladay and his wife Renee moved here with their 4 children in 1991 due to a company move of Coaxis. By 2008, the company became Viewpoint, the largest provider of software to the global construction market. Jay became a majority owner of Rivers East that developed a unique property on the east bank of the Willamette River on Water Avenue. This became the global headquarters for Viewpoint. The building won many awards and was a coveted Gold Leads property. Jay was named CEO of the Year by the Software Association of Oregon in 2013. And then by 2015, he sold Viewpoint and retired And then in 2016, he and his family established 10 Branch Management and Iron Mountain West to develop the building we're in this evening's. Welcome to Beacon, Lake Oswego. Since his retirement, he has been deeply involved in Lake Oswego. All 4 of his children graduated from Lake Ridge High School. He and Renee have been strong supporters of the LO Schools Foundation and continue to do so. Jay has been engaged in our community, taking a meaningful role in community development projects, discussions about sustainability, building standards, and responsible land use. He continues to support Lake Oswego-based entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and community initiatives. He's served on the Lake Oswego Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and on the Chamber Foundation. He continues today to help business outreach, community programming, and local economic development. This year, he was instrumental in starting LO Tech, and that is a group of technology people who live in Lake Oswego and work in tech, or work in tech and work in tech in Lake Oswego, and it's a networking group bringing tech people together. His next venture is he will be bringing building owners of Lake Oswego together. I'm pleased to have had the opportunity to have worked with him in the past and to continue to work with him now. He has an ongoing commitment to the future of Lake Oswego. He is caring, he is committed, and he is visionary. And these are things we appreciate and value in Lake Oswego. Please help me welcome Jay Haladay, our 2026 Community Leader of the Year.
My wife made me leave my notes at my chair, so no notes. When the committee that selects this award, well, I got an email from them about 6 weeks ago, and we were having coffee at our breakfast table, and I read the email from Dave Ryback, and I thought, oh. And you know, sometimes it's somebody else's reaction that says it most. So I spun my iPad around to my wife and put it in front of her, and she read it. She said, "You?" Renee and I will be married 52 years, coming up in June. Those are the kind of reactions that you can give each other when you've had a loving relationship for 52 years. You know, as Liz mentioned, we moved here in '91. And one of the reasons we selected Lake Oswego, the schools, because we had 4 school-age kids, and also the community. We heard about the vibrancy from some business compatriots we had in the Portland area, and we decided this would try here. And the kids matriculated through the schools. I had my business career. We got involved, Lake Oswego Little League, soccer, the schools, the things that parents do, but I was running a global business. We ended up with 800 people, and we were doing business in 26 countries. So it took me away from the community here as we built Viewpoint. As I sold it and retired in 2015, and looking to kind of regenerate my life, really went back, and I get why you're calling it the residue. I like to call it legacy. I'm not sure residue is the right term. But we moved here because of the legacy that so many people created in this community. And I felt that it was a duty that I had that helped create that legacy so our 9 grandkids might want to come back here like our 4 children did. And the only way you can do that in my world is to make sure that this is a vibrant business community. Yes, Lake Oswego is known for its art. Yes, Lake Oswego is known for its trees. Yes, Lake Oswego is known for its schools and its parks and the lake. But without a thriving business community, you don't have the real get up and go that a community needs to be sustainable, environment. So that's where I've set off in this next chapter of my career. I remember a few years ago, and I really appreciate the Chambers giving me the opportunity to do some things to help along that course. Christopher, when he was the Chamber President, we had a meeting in here. We opened Ironlight 6 years ago Saturday. It was my 70th birthday. What happened right after February of 2020? You know, our family learned a hard lesson of the roller coaster of entrepreneurship. But we're here. Welcome to Lake Oswego's living room. I mean, it's a great place to come and meet. But Christopher and I were the only two in this room because the governor couldn't decide whether you had to be 6 feet apart or 20 feet apart or whatever. So Christopher and I were sitting over there. And he said, I'd like you to take on strategic planning for the chamber. And so a lot of what you're seeing in the chamber now is the result, not necessarily of what I did, but of a group of 4 of us that put together a strategic plan for the chamber that really, I think, has transformed the chamber as an organization, but also has helped revitalize and given the community a lot of spirit. Along those lines, the charter I gave this group, I said, let's not compare ourselves to communities that we know. What is the neatest place you've been to in the world? What is the greatest city you've been to in the United States? And let's think about that as the model for Lake Oswego. And it's not that we're not a great community, but great communities can get better. Not that Oregon isn't a great state. States can get better. And I think we had the model of looking out and seeing how others do it. I hope our city, I hope our state does the same thing and doesn't get caught in the small granular tactics and policies that are so easy in today's political environment. Let's define, what do we want Lake Oswego to be in 20 years? What do we want Oregon to be in 30 years? Those are questions that have to be answered before you take the next step in whatever you're doing. And I think we accomplished that. I accomplished that with my business. I think we accomplished that here with the chamber. I want to thank the family members that were with me and our children, Miles and Gavin and Taryn are here with their spouses. They were part of the Viewpoint story, and definitely my wife was part of the Viewpoint story. But it does take a village, it does take a family, but I think we've got really the nexus to be able to take Lake Oswego, the state of Oregon, forward, and I look forward to it. Thank you very much. Thank you for your
Congratulations, Jay, and thank you for your ongoing contributions to our community. Now, if you will join me in welcoming local luminary Paul Graham to the microphone to introduce this year's Bob Bigelow Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Welcome, Paul. Thank you, Christopher. It's lovely to be here. The answer is yes. I'm a proud graduate of Lake Oswego schools from Forest Hills Elementary through LOHS. My parents founded Graham's Book and Stationery here in 1957 and promptly joined the LO Chamber of Commerce. My wife Terry and I bought the business and retired it 40 years later.
And the stationery store is not here, but we're still here, still in business. And our membership, shockingly, continues into its 69th year. And the spirit of persistence is what brings me here to tonight's honoree, Stephanie Wagner. She came to Lake Oswego with her husband and 4 children in 1981, along with her passion for community involvement. In 2026, that community involvement in Lake Oswego will be entering its 45th year as she approaches her 80th. This dedication makes her the perfect recipient for this year's Bob Bigelow Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's pause a moment to talk about the award's namesake. If you lived in Lake Oswego prior to August 2000, like Stephanie did, you would likely have met Bob Bigelow. At the time, he was the visionary publisher of the ever popular, always informative, Lake Oswego Review. During his tenure in Lake Oswego, Bob Bigelow raised the bar on the power of volunteerism. As a result, we all work a little harder. Bob urged all sorts of people to join in the excitement of making new things happen. He was not a been there, done that guy. He was a been there, still there guy. At Bob's untimely death in 2000, he was only 42. However, he had a tremendous community impact and left a tangible legacy of how much we can accomplish together. In 2001, the Lifetime Achievement Award was established in Bob Bigelow's name. Past awardees are noted for energizing others with their wide array of accomplishments, benefiting all of Lake Oswego. And we continue to enjoy the results of their hard work. I would like to introduce you to several who are here tonight. And when I say your name, please stand up, stay standing, and audience, please hold your applause till we get to the end of that. Starting with Doctors Bill and Ricky Korach. Yes, stand up, good. Terry and Paula Graham. There she is. Mike Buck. And there he is. Peter and Cindy Glazer. Linda and Bob Brown. Andrew Edwards. Rob LeChevalier. And Doug and Judy Cushing. Thank you all for what you've contributed to Lake Oswego. Stephanie Wagner's life is rooted in science and stewardship. Her journey was shaped by her mother, modeling the important balance of education, work, and family while pursuing passion and building stamina. Her grandfather, a chemistry teacher, taught her that all living creatures and structures, from molecules to mountains, are connected. Subsequently, with degrees in biology and zoology, Stephanie has spent decades teaching us that regardless of age, we are stewards of our environment. She met her husband at UCLA, a future radiation oncologist. Eventually, the family relocated first to Portland and then to Lake Oswego. Stephanie taught science for over 15 years at Portland State University. She created science programming for elementary students in Lake Oswego, Stephanie also would become an integral part of the Nature Center at Tryon Creek State Natural Area. Because of her knowledge and ability to articulate, she oversaw the early education program and eventually became its executive director. Stephanie invariably rises to the position of chair of every committee that she's had the pleasure to work on. And this pattern has played out with the City of Lake Oswego Parks and Rec Advisory Board, the City of Lake Oswego Natural Resources Advisory Board, Oswego Lake Watershed Council, the Lake Oswego Sustainability Network, and she also played an integral part in establishing the Lake Oswego School Foundation. Her leadership ethos is, don't just talk about it, do it. The key to good leadership, is while being involved, also be a good delegator. And be sure to celebrate the successes of others. And her thoughts to live by include, communities are most important places to have, the most important places to have a lasting impact. And everybody can make a positive difference. She has been honored as the unsung hero by the City of Lake Oswego in 2015 and received Rotary's Service Above Self Educational Excellence Award in 2024. Linda Brown says, throughout her life, Stephanie has embodied the very essence of leadership, stewardship, and public service. Few individuals have had such a broad, deep, and enduring impact. Mike Buck reflects Stephanie's constitution is passion and energy. He notes that were you to say to her, but I can't do that, you would be met with Stephanie's stern reply of, why not? And Bob Bigelow would be proud of Stephanie's thinking that volunteering isn't a task, it's fun. Committees aren't boring, they are fanning the flames of good things to come. Stephanie, this award is a thank you for your boundless energy, work, and vision benefiting our community, our state, and beyond. We also have a modest request for you. Please continue doing exactly what you do. Stephanie Wagner, congratulations on receiving the 2026 Bob Bigelow Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, I want to thank you, Paul, for that amazing introduction. I really, really want to thank Rotary for sponsoring this award, because it's exceedingly validated to be recognized for what you do. So when your community comes together to say thank you, it's just a wonderful thing. So I really appreciate that. And I want to thank the Chamber for this amazing ceremony tonight. And for the publicity that went up to it. I heard from so many people because my little picture was in all kinds of ads around the place. So it was really special. Excuse me. But you know, as much as I have gained from being a part of my community, none of this has happened alone. And so I really do want to go down and kind of go back through the years that I've been able to give to the community it's because I was given opportunities and I had amazing support. And my first support came from my family. And I am so blessed that I have 4 children, and I actually, the 4th one was born here in Lake Oswego. So, you know, I wasn't even pregnant when I moved here, so. So, my kids have put up with so much. I would come home in the evening from some kind of committee meeting that was with the school or something, and my youngest son, Scott, would take my name tag off and stick it on his bed frame, and it was covered with all these Stephanie Wagner name things wrong. I would sometimes get myself a little bit overextended on having an event or something that I was supposed to do, and I would pull my kids in to come and help me pull it off in the end. So they have done amazing things for me. They have served at events. They have helped out as counselors when somebody didn't show up. My oldest daughter was the bartender for the best dang luau that was ever held to support the Lake Oswego auction. So those are the kinds of things that my kids have been a part of, and a huge part of that family support. And in all of that we did too, was a wonderful group of friends. Friends that I met when because all of my work started when my kids were in school, and I was just bound and determined that we were going to have good science education in our schools. So my friends that supported us and worked with me as we got through raising our kids, and I mean, I have friends who are here tonight that didn't, when my older kids were in high school, and I was helping to chair the auction at the high school, I took all the friends, the parents that didn't even have kids that age, and made them come to the dang thing, and they're still here with me. So those friendships that came from that giving back. And then I've had, but you only give in a community when you're giving opportunities to give. So we have an amazing a community that lets us get involved. So my first involvement was with the schools. The schools had so many ways that we could get involved and give back and know that we were helping all the students in our community by getting involved. And the city of Lake Oswego has amazing ways that we can get involved and stay involved. We have community groups like the Chamber and all kinds of volunteer groups, nonprofits that allow us to go out and have places to do meaningful things and be involved. So having that, we've talked about the community and what it takes to build a community. A community comes from having opportunities to have people feel that they are giving meaningful things and contributing. So I thank you all for that. But communities in my work, that Paul mentioned that my background's in science. I'm an inveterate biologist. And the one thing that has come to me and in the work that I've done, and particularly with the work I've been doing the most recently with the Lake Oswego Sustainability Network, and particularly the Oswego Lake Watershed Council, which is about to become the West Willamette Watersheds. So is the fact that what we are as people in a community is a big part of it. But we are all supported by that extended community of our ecosystem. And we all have responsibilities to think about how do we work within that structure. And particularly, how do we know that the things that we're doing today are helping to protect that and know that we're taking care of things for the future. So I've had these wonderful opportunities to be involved, to really think about what it means to be a part of an extended community within the natural world. And one of the things that I have in my heart is that I know that when I think and I do things, that I'm constantly thinking about what is the impact that I'm having, and is that impact something that is going to have some sort of negative consequence. So having that a big part of me is just, and really our mission out there, particularly with Watershed Council right now, is to make sure that everybody looks inside themselves and sees that and thinks about what our responsibility is. And once you recognize that responsibility, you see how you are a part of that system and you see the reciprocity. Because when you give something and you take care of something, it gives back to you. So one of the things that I'm forever grateful for is that I know I have little things, you know, and we all have them. If you've ever gone up and you've seen a sunset that just takes your breath away, that's the world saying they love you back, right? Or if you've seen something like the dew hitting and the sun hitting the dew on a spider web that's just caught it just right, that's the world saying it knows it loves you back. So I want to thank everybody for the opportunity to have so much meaning in my life because of what all of you have given the opportunities for me. And I invite you as you go on through your days to think about what opportunities you're making for everyone else in our human community, and then also appreciating what it means to know that the world loves you back. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Stephanie, and thank you so much for your lifetime's worth of contributions. All right, everybody, how do we do? I'm not sure that quite sums it up. Let's try it one more time. How do we do this evening? Thank you for being here tonight, for helping us recognize a number of those considerate contributions that go into building our fantastic community. Would you please take out your program and join me in recognizing the sponsors who helped make this evening happen? Special thanks to our title sponsor this evening, Columbia Bank. To our gold sponsors, Studio B Photography and OnPoint Community Credit Union. Thank you to our silver sponsors, Buckley Law and John and Lisa Wendland. And to our bronze sponsors, Farmers Insurance, Dan Brown and Maddie's Cream Bike. Which we would encourage you to sample before you leave this evening from the back of the room. And then finally, before we release you all to mingle and bask in one another's company, I want to personally thank you for being such a great crowd and ask you to put your hands together one more time for some last words from Chamber CEO Liz Hartman.
Thank you, and a big round of applause for Christopher and Christine for hosting this evening. I want to encourage all of you to get a photograph. We were thinking about the chamber place over here, but there are beautiful photos out there. This is a Chamber of Commerce evening in Lake Oswego, and you don't get a clear night like this in February very often, so get a photo out there. One of you, thank you to the Chamber staff, and that is Matt Evans and Jen Peterson and Joyce Honda over in the back. And we always need to, Courtney Kennedy of Glow Gifts has been the event volunteer coordinator for this event again this year. So big thanks to Courtney Kennedy. And with that, we're here until 8:30. Please have some more food. Please have Maddie's ice cream sandwiches. And thank you so much for being part of the Lake Oswego Chamber of Commerce and making Lake Oswego is a great place to live, work, and play. Take care.
It was good.